What's up, guys? It's B Wade. We continue to make money on this channel, but Tuesday night we did not hit either parlay. We had hit every single pick I gave out the previous 2 days, 9 picks in a row, and finally there was a dud. But we are going to bounce back on Thursday. I have 5 players I'm going to give you that I have done the research on and I really like. We're going to do a 2-man and a 3-man, and I'm just going to jump right into these players and the research and walk you through it. So I'm starting with Kade Cunningham, over 8.5 assists. This looks like possibly the easiest play of the night. He has hit this in, 9 straight games, and he's gone for 10 or more in 7 of those games. He's going up against Charlotte. Their defense gives up 27 assists a game. They are in the bottom third of the NBA, and I love this pick. Kade's been playing great this year. As you can see, this is minus 145, so on the app we took a little bit of a decreased payout, but we're still going to get 2.7x for this 2-man, which is great when you consider the odds of this Kade Cunningham pick hitting. We're pairing that up with Naz Reid, over 15.5 points and assists. You can see here he had hit it 5 games in a row, and then he missed last game by 1.5 or by 2. He ended up with 14. But when we look at Toronto, their weakest position for defending is the center position, right? You come through and they're iffy, and then you get to the center, and they are just terrible at defending points, assists. They're giving up a ton of both of them, and I expect Naz Reid to really take advantage of it in this matchup. He's been playing well, and yeah, he's hit it in 5 out of the previous 6. He's averaging 16.9 a game, which is above what this line is, and when you consider they defend the center position much worse than average, I would expect him to exceed that average, and so I'm locking this in. That's going to be my first pick. I put it in on Underdog. You can see on the screen we're getting 2.7x for this, guys, and I love Underdog for a few reasons. One, because they put lines up almost quicker than anybody. Them and Vivid Picks are usually the first 2 apps to put picks up for the next day. They also have a ton of different stat categories to pick from, usually anywhere from 6 to 12 different stat categories for each player, which makes it really easy to put in whatever entries you want. Sometimes you'll find a stat that you want to play, and then you go to the app, and it's not there. So that's one reason why you should have multiple apps, so that you can make sure you get the picks in that you want, and so you can shop around and make sure you're getting the best payout for the entries that you put together. So if you guys want, Underdog is going to double your first deposit when you use code BWADE. You can also just use the link below in the description, but one of my favorite apps, and they continue to help us make money. I'm going to jump into these last 3 picks and walk you through those. We're going with Jaylen Drummond, over 11.5 points. And the Charlotte defense is definitely not good. They're not terrible. They're giving up 114 a game. They're right in the middle of the pack as far as points allowed to centers, but Jaylen Drummond he eats against them, right? He's gone over this in all of his last 3 games. This game right here, he got hurt and did not play much, so that's an outlier. But I expect Jaylen Drummond to feast in this game. I really think Detroit's still a 1-point underdog in this game. It was a 2-point line. It's down to 1. I expect Detroit to win this, so if you guys are betting on games, I love Detroit in this matchup. Make sure to look at them and play Jaylen Drummond if you want to do a same game parlay. We're also going to be taking RJ Barrett, over 6.5 rebounds. He's gone over this in 4 out of his last 5 games, and so they still have him as a shooting guard here, but he's playing more of a small forward role, with Grady Dick playing more of the shooting guard this year. And Minnesota is terrible at defending rebounds against small forwards. They're in the bottom 5, giving up 9.6 a game. And when you come over and you look at Props Madness, you go to Barrett, you see what they get shredded by players in similar positions, right? Whether it's Johnson, Doncic, Barnes, they've all actually gone for 8 rebounds, and they've all had lines between 4.5 and 7.5, going 36% above their average. He's averaging 6.4 a game. You add 3.6 onto that, and we're looking somewhere around 9 rebounds. So you can see he's been rebounding pretty well recently. I'm going to lock that in. And then our third pick is Tim Hardaway Jr., over half a first quarter assist. This is probably my pick of the night. You look at it, he's hit this in 10 straight games, right? He's only missed it 2 games all year, and it was at the beginning of the season. Since then, he's had at least one first quarter assist every game, 10 in a row. He's getting good minutes in the first quarter, and somehow we're getting plus money on this, right? So, and I'm locking this the fuck in. I just can't wrap my head around why this is plus money. But you also look head to head, his last 2 games, or the game they just played earlier this year, he had 2 first quarter assists against them. Towards the end of last year, he had 1 first quarter assist. You have to go back to the beginning of last season for him to not have a first quarter assist against Charlotte. So, again, he is playing great, dishing the ball, getting everyone involved in the first quarter, and I'm locking that in as our 3rd pick. You see that on my screen. We are getting 7x for that, guys, because of the Tim Hardaway increased payout. Make sure to lock this in. Underdog is going to give you some of the best lines out there, and they have probably the most different stat categories you can play on different players. The other app I'm using a ton right now is PrizePicks. PrizePicks is actually my favorite app right now because they continue to give us free picks, discounted picks every day. Yesterday they gave us Saquon Barkley for free. They gave us another player for free. Today they're giving us Giannis at a discounted rate. They're giving us Karl Anthony Towns at a discounted rate. Guys, all of these promos make it really easy to be profitable when you're strategic and you take advantage of them. You need to get on PrizePicks and take advantage of this period because it's a newer app. They're throwing a bunch of promos at us to try and attract new users. So this isn't going to last forever, but while it is going on, you want to get in here and make sure you can profit from it because there is definitely money to be made. They're going to double your first deposit when you use code BWP. You can also just go ahead and use the link down below in the description and make sure that deposit gets doubled. But I would advise you do it sooner than later so you can start making money on there. Guys, I appreciate y'all watching this video. If you appreciated the content and the research I walked through with you, I'm just going to ask that you press that like and subscribe button. Really, it takes you 2 seconds to do so, and I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Just started this channel up again after getting the other one taken down by YouTube, and so I'm trying to get some momentum going. So anything you guys can do to help, I appreciate it. Let's make some money. I'll see y'all tomorrow.